welcome back to our second segment of Must Love Dogs. I'm your host, Buddy Kunanan, and joining us still is Mr. Simon Sim of PCCI, and we're joined also now by Mr. Vernon Araneta, who's a dog handler, and of course our three furry canine friends, Max, Gibson, and Robin, and they were the ones creating a lot of racket a while ago during our first segment. Okay, welcome Vernon, and of course Mr. Sim, welcome back to our second segment. Let's talk about, let's pick up from dog shows, which Mr. Natividad mentioned earlier, and he said that PCCI organizes dog shows, and he mentioned a whole slew of dog shows, like some different names that I personally have never heard about. Maybe we could run through quickly. What are these types of dog shows?
The main shows that we hold, which is a conformation show, it's more like a beauty contest. If each breed has a specific standard that was written to describe the breed in details, from the looks to the characters. And when we go into the dog show, which is the conformation show, it's basically comparing the dog to the standard of the breed. Now, people will say, why does the judge compare the dogs and put up a dog that seems to be outperforming the other dog? But the real thing is, as a judge, you compare each dog to what the standard calls for.
Okay.
That starts from the head, down to the body, down to the structure of the dog, including the movement.
Wow, okay.
So, as a judge, these are the things you have to know. So once each breed enters the ring, there are certain characters of the breed that you need to identify, and you look for the dog.
So this is basically a beauty contest.
Beauty contest.
Nothing to do with intelligence or tricks or something like that. No,
but the trick here is the dog and the handler or the owner who handles the dog should have a very good rapport in order for the dog to show.
Okay.
For them to have that rapport, they should be working together and they should have that special bond.
So typically in a dog show, the handler, I mean, of course the owner brings the dog there, but the handler accompanies. And
we also have handlers handling, owners handling their own dogs,
okay.
which I did before.
Okay.
And you need, it's not just when you bring the dog to the dog show and just put it to the handler, it's finished.
Mm-hmm.
So if the dog doesn't know the handler, it makes a lot of difference too.
Are there other types of dog shows that say agility or I see them on TV when they do tricks, obstacle course, that kind of thing?
The other thing is, the other side is, which we call the performance sports.
Yes.
One of them would be the obedience trial. The obedience trial would need to have the dog and the handler work together hand in hand. They will be doing some, it's not a trick, but some exercises. We call them exercises. Like the dog should be able to walk on the side of the dog, or the handler, which we call the heel exercises.
Okay.
It's both on leash and off leash. We also have this exercise wherein they have to stand for examination.
Okay.
And which is they stand on their own and the judge approaches the dog.
Okay.
He shouldn't react. And the recall, which they leave the dog from a distance and just call them back. All of them upon the instruction of the judges. And they also have this long sit, long down.
Yes.
And you go to the advanced courses, advanced trials, which would require them to drop while coming to the handler.
Yes.
So eventually there are several exercises that they have to go through, and they need to pass them. The other side is, which we have started promoting, but it's a very popular sport in our international scene.
Okay.
It's the agility trials.
Okay.
The agility, which requires the dog to go through several obstacles. Like they have the A-frame, the boardwalk, they have got go through the tunnel, a chute, and seesaw, and even the the weaving poles.
Wow. Okay. And speed obviously has a lot.
And you have to have the speed. And again, the dog and the handler should have this is kind of sport. The dog and the handler should have a very special bond, and the dog should be able to understand what the handler wants or the owner wants.
Of course. Now, Vernon, you are a handler.
Yes.
Let's talk about your background. How long have you been a dog trainer handler?
I've been starting professionally handling dogs since 2007.
Okay.
And until now. But it inspired me when I was still young I'm really passionate about dogs. So then I was so curious about this dog. Then that's why in our province there's a club that teaches owners how to train dogs. Then through that, I was able to educate and all those things come out along the way.
How does one train to be a dog handler or a dog trainer? I mean, there's skills involved, or like, I mean, is there an instruction, like set instructions and then practical application? How does one become a dog trainer?
Actually, being a dog trainer, you must basically love the dogs, right?
Okay.
And then you should know how the dog psychology thing and how they interact with you. So basically, at there you will get the key points to train the dog because the dog I'm training dogs by positive reinforcement.
What does that mean?
Positive reinforcement is that you reinforce the good traits that you want him to do. So you can give him as the treat, a toy, so that he will be more like the you want him to do.
So treats are really essential in
Yeah,
dog training.
that's reinforcement to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you know, the most famous dog trainer handler in the world is, everyone knows him, he's a household name by now, Mr. Cesar Millan.
Yeah.
And he's really brought dog training and dog handling to mainstream attention and awareness. Now, as a dog handler, dog trainer, can you relate to what Cesar Millan does? I mean, how real is that compared to the work that you do with people's dogs, for instance?
Yeah, actually, as you can see, before we go to the set, you can see these dogs didn't know everything, right? They don't know each other. Then there's a time here I am giving this calm energy that I introduced to the dogs that to be able to them to be for us to be in a one pack. So as you can see, they're very calm state of mind, right?
You sound like Caesar
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Because
State of mind, calm.
I'm also
There you go.
one of his big fan.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So you can see I've been in control with them.
Yes,
So now they're in a good position.
Yeah, a while ago they were like barking at each other backstage, right?
Yeah.
Now look at them. I mean, they're
Yeah,
like
because
very
I'm
calm.
giving this energy of them that I'm the alpha.
Yes, yes.
Because now the four of us
You're
are
the
in
pack leader.
Yeah, we're the pack
You're the
leader.
pack leader.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Mr. Sim, I know that you're also a trainer. What kind of dogs do you train, or
Well,
did you train?
well, I just train my own dogs.
Yes, yes.
I have a Rottweilers and
Yes, yes.
Bull Mastiff.
Yeah.
And to add to what Vernon has said, I think being a trainer doesn't really have to be something special. You know, it's basically out of what you have in your heart. If you love your dogs and you want your dog to improve, you want to have a companion that you would be able to live with comfortably and happily,
Yes.
you need to get somebody who's disciplined and well behaved.
Yes.
It's like raising a kid.
Yes.
So, understanding the dog and trying to work on them is, it's not actually hard, but you just need to have time.
Yes. Of course.
And
Sure.
like what Vernon has said, the positive reinforcement, it's more of like you reward them. In short, you reward them when they do something right.
Yes. Yes.
And in training, you need to be more consistent. If you reward them, let's say, now something is wrong, you said no. You stop them from picking up something. Make sure you're consistent with those commands.
Of course. Of course.
Now, once you start to play around and let them, let them do something that you don't correct them, it kind of mixes them up, mix their
course.
minds.
So really consistency.
Yes.
Now, Vernon, in the first segment, we talked about dogs and lifestyle matches because we said when people choose a dog, it shouldn't just be because it's cute or you watched the movie and you saw this fluffy mutt and you wanted this kind of dog, no? So we have two different breeds here, different in size and I guess also different in temperament. Can you explain the breeds we have in front of us?
As far as I know and understand this breed, golden retrievers are
This is the golden retriever.
Yeah,
here,
this is
here.
the golden retriever.
Yes.
They are what call this? You used to retrieve.
Yes.
Yeah, and they love water.
Yes.
Yeah, and the Jack Russell, they are outgoing dogs.
Okay.
Yeah, and they love to hunt.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now, Mr. Sim, what kind of person would you recommend to buy, let's say, a Jack Russell Terrier, Robin Gibson, or Max, the
Okay.
Golden Retriever?
Well, Max, or the Golden Retriever, they're more of a laid-back dog.
Okay.
They're used for hunting. So these are the dogs who would sit on your side, and they would wait for you to command.
Okay.
They also, yes, as Vernon said, they are retrieving dog. which they would happily retrieve things even from the water. That's why they have this very dense coat.
Yeah, this coat. I
You
mean,
see that?
unlike the
Yes.
Jack Russells, which are kind of
The dense
short
coat would
this
keep
is a dense
keep them
coat.
from getting wet easily.
Okay,
The water
okay.
will not penetrate the coat easily.
Okay.
And
Are
they
high,
have known.
Are they high maintenance dogs though?
They're not that high because the coat is, you just brush them around.
But let's say in terms of the need to take them out running and to
Uh,
walk them.
Yes,
Kasi,
but
like-
you just exercise them probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes twice a day. You walk
Yeah.
them around.
Yeah.
That's fine.
How about the Jack Russell? What kind of what's their temperament?
The terriers, Jack Russell, the terriers are known as rat dogs.
Okay.
So they're out on the field hunting rats,
wow.
hunting vermins.
So pretty.
So these are very
pretty aggressive
high.
also in a way.
They're not aggressive in a way, but they're very energetic dogs.
Okay.
These are dogs that needs to go out and burn their energies, or else they could be destructive in a way.
Now, Vernon, what kind of breeds are the easiest to teach, and which are the hardest to teach?
For my experience, I think one of the easiest breed that you teach maybe a Labrador Retriever.
What about
Eh,
this guy here? What's the difference between a Labrador Retriever and a Golden Retriever?
Maybe the best
Coat.
guy to answer this.
Actually, both dogs are retrieving dogs.
Okay.
Okay, both are. If you look at them, they look different, but they were bred for certain purposes. The Labrador, they wade through water because of the tail. They have this otter-like tail. They have shorter coat, but also dense. Now, the problem is, some people prefer the longer coats, which is the more
Aesthetic,
elegant
yes,
looking dog.
aesthetically,
Which is,
sure.
They like this
Sure.
the golden, and the other would like a more macho-looking dog with a shorter
Shorter
coat,
coat,
which
but
is
more robust
Labradors,
looking.
yes.
Yeah. Now, Vernon, what, like example, when is the best time for dog owners to start training their dogs?
I think actually the best time to train the dogs is between the moment they open their eyes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the very first because you already let
Like a
them,
month old, maybe.
Yeah, maybe start to train by touching them.
Yeah, yeah.
So they'll be more they'll be adapt the human lifestyle.
okay.
Yeah. And until the very best age is maybe around 8 weeks
Okay.
onward.
Okay. Okay. And then how long, in your experience, do dogs need to be trained? Like until they're 1 year old or 2 years
Actually,
old?
dogs is a lifetime commitment. So basically, for me, it's not a matter of age. It's how you really deal with dogs. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Now, Mr. Sim, can you teach old dogs new tricks?
Of course.
I mean, there's a saying, no, you can't
Yes.
teach old dogs new tricks. But in your experience, it is
With
possible.
dogs, yes, it is possible.
Even-
I've brought in a dog from the States as much as 5 years old, and we were able to train him. And we
Wow.
didn't have any problem with him.
Okay. So they can still pick up.
They
Even
still
if,
pick up. Actually pick up easy.
Yes,
It's just how you approach them. And as Vernon said, the positive influence, positive way of training would be the easiest way to train them, by rewarding them.
yes. Which are the smartest breeds? Vernon mentioned Labrador Retriever is a very smart breed. What are the other smart breeds?
I think the word smart, or the smartest breed, would be it would be biased.
Okay.
It would depend on the people, because if you love the certain breeds, if you like this certain breed, you'll say this is the smartest breed. But for me, I think all dogs are smart. It's just how you bring out the character in this dog and how you work with them and how you try to influence them to do what you want them to do. But basically, all dogs would learn very easily.
Really? Okay. Let's say, but let's say in terms of if you want them to do tricks, I mean, some dogs should be. Let's say if you're the kind of person who wants to play fetch with a dog, can all dogs play fetch? For
They can all dogs can play fetch. As what Vernon said, you have to train them while they're young. So you want to fetch balls, you have to play with them. Play with them using the ball since they're young. Now the only difference is some dogs, like when you compare a Jack Russell and the Golden Retriever. Of course, the small dogs, because of their energy, they're faster. They move faster. And
Okay.
it doesn't mean the Labrador are worse or not
Slower,
as good,
yes, or-
but
yes, not
because
smart.
they're not as energetic as the small dogs, or let's say the big dogs, which are the Belgian Malinois, they move very fast. So it depends on the breed of the dog. But for you to teach the dog, like for example, we're talking about the dog shows, the agility trials, or what we call the other one, which is we're introducing the fly ball. any breed can go into
Fly ball.
fly ball.
Is this the one where you throw over a body
No.
of water and the dog jumps?
No,
and-
no, actually, the
no.
fly ball is there's a machine
Okay.
where the dog has to go through 3 jumps, 3 hurdles to retrieve the ball back.
Okay. Okay.
It's a sport. It's a racing sport.
Yes,
Now the
yes.
dog have to be really very hyper on the ball.
Yes,
The ball
yes.
drive should be very high.
Yes. Yes.
So we've seen big dogs, German Shepherd doing that, and the small dog doing that. Although the Shepherds tend to run fast, but there are certain breeds like the Border Collie, the Australian Shepherds, which they have the speed,
Yes. Yes.
and they tend to look better because they run faster.
Yes. Yes. Now, in terms of basic skills, Vernon, what basic skills would you say? Because not everyone, let's say, can afford to send their kids, their dogs to training school or get a dog handler. What would you say would be the basic skills that every dog needs to learn?
I don't think that the thing is that the basic thing that the dog will learn. It's the owner itself. Yeah, it really starts in the owner, because even though the dog knows already how to sit down, stay,
Okay.
whatever it is, then you don't know anything. So there's still no progress in that. Yeah, the important thing is also for the human and for able to them to be educated.
Now,
Yeah.
does this mean that when, let's say, you have a dog and the dog is being trained by a dog handler,
Yeah.
it's ideal that the owner should be there as well? Or can the owner just say, okay, Vernon, here's my dog, teach him the tricks, I'll leave him to you?
Yeah, of course, you can, there's a called this transfer of command to the owner. Until this time the dog is trained, fully trained, then we're going to transfer it. Then I'm going to teach them what to do, what are the basic behavior of the dog, what are the characteristics of this dog, and also I'll teach them how to use the dog psychology thing.
Dog psychology.
Yeah.
Well, what is this dog psychology? I know Cesar Milan has a dog psychology center or a dog psychiatric center or something in LA, no?
Yeah.
When you say dog psychology, this is like you want to get into the mind of the dog really and know how it thinks.
And knowing the dog also, and the basic thing where the dog started in the pack. Yeah, so you're gonna
Okay.
put the alpha thing.
Okay. Now, how do people find, from PCCI point of view, or how do people find good trainers? Because I'm sure a lot of people watching now are interested to have their dogs trained, but now that they've heard us talk about, you have to be careful about where to buy your dog and all that. Is finding a good trainer or the right trainer important? Very
Yes,
important.
it's very important because number one, we all know that when you get a trainer, you also spend money.
Of course.
And the best way to find a good trainer is to visit the dog shows. We have dog shows and we advertise them in the newspapers, the leading newspapers. Or we have the website where they can visit it. And they could go to dog shows and watch dogs, and because all the handlers are there, they'll be able to see, which handler they feel they would like to hire, to have their dogs trained with.
What are the costs involved here? Let's say when you train a dog, it's a per session thing, no? How much is the going rate now, Vernon?
Basically, I cannot declare it publicly. They can just call me right away
Okay.
and just have
All
personal
right.
transaction with me.
Okay. And then do you have like programs, let's say 2-month program or something? I mean, like set programs for people who want to, let's say, maybe a 3-month course for the dogs or a 6-month course?
Yeah, there
Do you have,
is. Yeah, it's like all the
modules
school. Yeah,
and
school,
like
like going to high school, elementary, and college. Yeah, it depends on the degree.
Yes. Now, Mr. Sim, in your case, you were a dog trainer and you're a dog judge as well, no? So now, when it comes to competition, let's say if I want my dog to compete, do I need a special trainer for that? Let's say get someone who is really adept in, let's say, having a show dog or a dog who performs in agility courses, that kind of thing.
As we've said, let's say for the beauty contest, which is the confirmation
Yep.
show, of course you need a dog that fits the standard and had that character. Of course, the handler would play a big role because, as Dave said, a good handler can make a bad dog looks good. A bad handler can ruin a dog. Now, with that being said, you need somebody who knows what they're doing. But as an owner, as you look at what the others handler are doing and you try to learn it, it's not something that's hard. It's like what Vernon said. Everything comes from the heart. If you enjoy doing it, and the dog knows you enjoy doing it, basically both of you will improve together.
Yes,
Now, in
yes.
terms of the performance sports, it's more like you learn together with the dogs, and you have to keep on practicing. And again, both in every competition or every exhibition that you go into, the rapport, the bonding with your dog should be very good. It's like the dog would depend on you on everything.
Yes, yes. So you have to as you said, create that bond, develop
Yes.
that bond between you and the dog.
And
no?
the dog.
Okay. Now, can people train their dogs for them by themselves? Would you recommend it?
Of course, it's easy because it's like, as I've said, it's like raising a kid. And the basic commands that everybody wants to teach a dog is: number one, sit,
Yes.
Down.
Stay.
stay. But for me, I think the most important command that a dog should know and should learn is come and the word no.
Come.
Come.
Come and come
Yes.
here, and then
Come.
no.
Yeah, when you call the dogs, come and no. Why? Because if you see a dog playing with something that's, let's say, dangerous, when you say no, the dog should immediately retract. Or,
No.
let's say the dog ran out of the gate and he wants, running out of the gate and you want to prevent any accidents, call them recall, call them
Yes.
come.
Yeah.
I think those, for me, are the two most important
Yeah.
command that the dog should learn.
Yes. But in this thing, when you train a dog, you really have to, as Cesar Milan says, you really have to make sure that the dog knows that you're the pack leader, no? That
Yes.
you're the boss. Now, Vernon, how do you do that? Because I saw you that before we started shooting, and these dogs were going nuts, no?
Yeah.
And then you came in and you just like as Cesar Milan does it. Now,
Yeah.
now
Actually-
does it really work or? I mean,
No, it's
what is
it's,
it?
it's the energy that I releasing to the dog that I'm more assertive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But how do you do it? How do you show the dogs that you are the boss, that you should follow me? You should, I'm the leader. I'm the pack leader.
it's also like being confident, like teaching your kid, right? Of course, you have to give the energy to your kid that, hey, I'm your mom. You should follow me. But it's also basically applicable with the dogs.
So just but when you say energy, it's like you should be calm yourself.
Yeah.
You should be. Can dogs sense when people are not
Yeah, of
are
course.
scared or
Yeah.
are not sure of themselves? They can sense it.
Yeah, they can sense it.
Wow.
The vibration that you released, yeah.
Okay.
Because they're very sensitive.
Okay. Now, Vern, I understand that you are going to represent the country, or you will be going to a very important event sometime
Yeah.
soon. What is this event?
This event is they call this Yukonuba World Challenge.
Yukonuba, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So there are about I think about 42 top dogs in each country that will be competing. I could put in an example like a dog Olympic.
Okay.
Yeah. Each
Wow.
like a dog Olympic.
Okay. Where is this going to be held?
In Orlando, Florida,
And when is this exactly?
on December 15 and 16.
Oh, so soon.
Yeah,
That's
very
less
soon.
than a month away.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen here? You're going to go there with a dog, or are there? I mean, what's going to happen exactly at the Yukonuba?
If I can,
Yes, please.
Yeah, the Yukonuba Invitationals.
Yes.
It's a competition of. It's like the confirmation show, the beauty contest.
Okay.
Each country's top dog of the year
Okay.
will represent the country. They will
Okay.
be invited. And this year, the top dog is the Beagle, which he's handling.
Okay.
That's why he's
Wow.
representing the,
Wow.
the country.
Okay. Now, how does a dog become the top dog of the year?
We have dog shows that the confirmation shows, and their wins would generate a certain number of points. So at the end of the year, the tabulation will come out with who's the top dog of the year, and that dog eventually.
What are the chances of our beagle, of our Philippine beagle?
Well, as they say, the ball's round, so
Yeah.
we'll never know.
Wow. And how do you guys prepare for this? Are you training every day, Vernon, with this beagle?
Actually, I run him every day.
Run him.
Run him about an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot for a little dog.
Yeah.
Huh? Beagles are
Yeah,
such
because
big dogs.
beagles is a hunting dog, so they used to run the field all day long. Yeah, hunt rabbits and hare. So
Okay. Okay.
he must do it.
Okay, and then you will be up against, because the dog of the year can be any kind of dog. It can be a big
Yes.
dog, it can be a small dog. So you'll be
Yeah.
up against all sorts of breeds. So really,
The dog will be going up against the top dogs of Taiwan, of China, of Japan, India, name it.
okay. We've come to the end of our show, unfortunately. There's so much more I want to talk about dogs. But Vernon, let's start with you. Would you like to say something to the viewers before we go?
Okay. I'm just gonna say to the viewers that in getting a dog, first thing they're gonna realize that dog is a lifetime commitment. So they must number one understand the breed, and also they must know how to deal with their dogs. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Mr. Sim?
As what you've said when we started, dogs are man's best friend, and they expect nothing but the best from us. We should take care of them as how we take care of our family,
Yeah,
and we'd like to invite everybody to our event
This one
next
behind us,
February.
yes. Feb?
It's hopefully it will be the show that Asians will be looking forward.
Yeah, it's a big event. Huh?
It's a big event.
Big event.
We've had inquiries from all over the world. From the countries we've judged in, they've signified their intention to join the show. So,
Yes.
for those who want to see top dogs from different countries, please come, and I'm sure you will enjoy our show.
Yes, and for people who want advice on where to buy a dog or where to
Yes,
find a trainer, maybe you can give your
PCCI.
details for PCCI.
Yeah, the PCCI, will give you the contacts, and you
Yes.
can just flash. You can contact PCCI anytime. We're open from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and you can call PCCI to request for any kind of request, like you want to know the breeders, what breeds, or you can visit the PCCI, which is in E. Rodriguez, near Cubao.
Yes, yes.
We have a library there, and you're free to look at the books.
Yes, and maybe a website, this PCCI
We have the
website?
PCCI website, which is also
Yes, I'll read it
Yes.
briefly. It's www.pcci.org.ph.
Yes.
So, Vernon, thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you,
sure.
Max. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Gibson, and Mr. Sim. Thank
Thank
you
you
very
very
much.
much
More
for
power to
having
you
us.
and more power to PCCI. So, guys, I hope you learned a lot about our dogs today in our show titled Must Love Dogs. Let me part now with a saying from Roger Caras, and he is a wildlife photographer and the host of the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, who said, "Dogs are not our whole life, but they make our lives whole." So, with that, thank you very much, guys. See you again next week on the show where we talk about what matters to you, because you matter the most. See you next week.